Hello everyone, welcome to the form filling guideline session of Symbiosis Entrance Test 2023. The dates for Symbiosis Entrance Test 2023 is out for the application for the multiple programs for undergraduation. Now this year the exam is going to be held on two dates. One is 6th May 2023 and the second date is 14th May 2023. The test is going to be held across 74 cities and the timing of the Symbiosis entrance test is from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The official website to start the registration process is www.set-test.org. Now before we begin the form filling process, let us see few important dates. Now the registration commences on January 10th, 2023. Registration and the payment closes on April 12, 2023. The admit card will go live on for the SET test 1, it will go live on April 22 and for the SET test 2, it will go live on April 28. And the test 1 is going to be held on May 6th from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and the test 2 is going to be held on 14th May 2023. The timing is again same, which is 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The announcement of the results will be on May 24, 2023. Now, let us see the various undergraduation programs which are offered under the Symbiosis entrance test. The first one is BBA, Bachelors of Business Administration. Then we have BBA IT, Bachelors of Business Administration in Information Technology. Then we have Bachelors of Computers Application. Then the next program is BSc Economics. We have Bachelors in Liberal Arts and then we have Bachelors in Mass Communication. So these are the various programs through SET. Now let us see what are the campuses which offer you a BBA program and what is the eligibility criteria. Now for the BBA program, the name of the institute is Symbiosis Center for Management Studies. The eligibility criteria is that in grade 12, the student needs to have 50% for general category and for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes category, the required percentage in grade 12 is 45. And these are the locations which offer you a BBA program. The Pune campus has 300 seats, Noida also has 300 seats, Nagpur has 180 seats, Bangalore 60 seats and Hyderabad 120. Now out of the 180 seats for Nagpur, 25% seats are reserved for the Nagpur domicile students. The next program is BCA, Bachelors in Computers Application. The criteria is almost the same, 50% aggregate is required in grade 12 for the general category and 45% for the ST/SC category. The number of seats for BBIT program, Pune campus is 120 and for the BCA program at the Pune campus is 180 seats. The next program is BS in Economics. The criteria is same, 50% required in grade 12 for general category and the number of seats for the Pune campus is 130. Then moving on to the next program, the Liberal Arts program. The criteria is same, 50% aggregate in grade 12 for the general category and 45% for ST/SC category. The Pune campus has 100 seats for the Liberal Arts program. Then the Mass Comm program, criteria is same, 50% marks are required for the general category and 45% for ST/SC category. The Pune campus has an intake of 120 for the Mass Comm program. Now let us see the structure for the Symbiosis entrance test 2023. Now very important, the test is going to be a computer based test. The student will go to a center and take the test. It is going to be an online computer based test. The student will have to go physically to a center and take the test. All the questions are MCQs, multiple choice questions. You will have a question and the options, we have to mark the correct answer. Then very important, you get +1 for every correct answer and there is no negative marking. So in case you attempt a question and it goes wrong, you will not be penalized for that. And in case you leave a question, you will not get positive, nothing. The marks for the unattempted questions will be 0. Now let us see the test structure. There are 4 sections as we can see: English, quantitative is maths, general awareness is GK, and we have logical reasoning. So English, math and GK have 16 questions each, and the logical reasoning has only 12 questions. So overall, the student has to answer 60 questions, and the marks are also 60, and the time limit is also 60 minutes. You get +1 for every correct answer, and there is no negative marking. There are no sectional cutoffs. There are no sectional time limits also. We can decide how much time do we want to spend for a particular section. Moving on. Now let's see what is the selection process. Merit list will be based on the following parameters. Now for getting selected for the SEMS campus Pune, SSLA is a liberal arts school, this is School of Economics, and this is your computer application. Now for all these programs, the selection criteria is, as we know, the paper is going to be out of 60 marks. So let's say a student out of 60 marks secures, let's say, 48 marks. That means out of 60, if a student gets 48, that means he has got 80% marks. Now these 48 marks which the student has scored will be scaled down to 50. So he will be calculated, the marks for the student which he has scored in the entrance test will be calculated based on 50. Since he got 48 marks out of 60, which was 80%, so 80% of 50, it will be 40 marks out of 50. And 30 marks are for your personal interview, and 20 marks is for the VAT, which is a writing assessment test. So if a student clears the entrance test, then the student is called for the next 2 rounds, which is personal interview and the VAT. And the final shortlisting is out of the 100 marks. So the breakup of the 100 marks is 50 marks is for the test, which is SET, then 30 marks is for your personal interview, and 20 marks for the VAT. So that is the selection process for getting into these programs at the following campuses. Then the registration fees for the Indian students, the registration fees is 1950 for 1 attempt. So if you take 2 attempts, you will have to pay 3,900 rupees. Now the registration fee per program, this is very, very important, because just by registering for the Symbiosis entrance test will not give you, the campus will not give you a call till the time we don't apply to all the campus individually, which we will see in the form filling guideline video now. Now let us see the checklist for the form filling process. Please keep the following document links ready before we begin the form filling process. Recent passport size photograph, not more than 3 months old. The size should be between 10 KB and 500 KB in the following formats. Second thing is, keep your 10th mark sheet ready, because we have to upload, or we have to fill the marks and the percentage in the form. That's the official link, www.set-test.org. Now let us start with the form filling process. The moment we click on this particular link, the following tab will open up. As we can see, it says on the right hand side, register for SET/SLAT/SITEE 2023. On the right hand side, if we see, there is an SET bulletin. Before we begin with the form filling process, please make sure that we click on the SET bulletin and read all the instructions very carefully. So if we scroll the bulletin, it starts with all the important dates that we have already seen. If we scroll down, it has the details of the various programs, the eligibility criteria and all those things. So the first section, if we see here, it talks about the SET registration 2023, wherein what is the registration process, what is the mode of payment, which are the institutes, and all those things are mentioned in detail. Then the section 2 basically covers the entrance test structure across the SAT, SLAT and the other exams, and the important guidelines for the exams. And the section 3 talks about the shortlisting and the selection process. And finally, the section 4 talks about the merit list declaration and the admission process. So before we start filling up the form, please make sure that we have went through the entire SET bulletin. Now going back to the main page, first step is to click on this register for SET. The moment we click on register, this tab will open up, which will talk about sign in, forget password, new user, register here. So since we are a new user, we will click on register. The moment we click on register, again an important tab opens up which talks about terms and conditions. Scroll down to the bottom of this page and agree to the same. Now before we agree to the same, again please make sure we read all the terms and conditions properly. So if we scroll down, it talks about the registration link, which are the various campuses for various programs, then which are the prerequisites that the student needs to keep ready before he or she starts filling up the form. Then registration instructions are mentioned in detail, as we can see. The various payment instructions are mentioned. Then if we scroll down, what is the admit card instructions? Then we have terms and conditions, the important programs, the eligibility criteria for the important programs is also mentioned in this. So please make sure we scroll through this properly. After reading each and every point, then only we agree to it at the bottom. So here we have the name of the programs, the eligibility criteria and all those things. Then the disclaimer comes. And finally, we have to click on this checkbox which says I have read the SET in bulletin and agreed to the above terms and conditions, and click on I agree. The moment we click on I agree, the following tab will open up. That is your first page to start the registration information. So important, before initiating the registration for SET, please ensure that you go to your current browse settings and turn off the autofill option. Now first, so I'll start filling up the application name. Then we have to click on the gender. So I'll click male over here. Date of birth. Select the category. So make sure we select the right category, whether we belong to the open category, the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. So I'll select open. Please make sure we have a working mobile number because an OTP will be sent to your mobile number and the email ID. Then please fill in your primary email. Then we have to again retype the primary email. Okay, now after this, it talks about your education background. So select which stream you belong to, whether you belong to arts, commerce, science and others. I'll select commerce over here. Now, very important, since the SET is going to be best of 2, you may take one attempt, you may take second attempt. So if I'm planning to take only one attempt, then I will select on test 1, which is 6th May 2023. And if you're planning to take both the attempts, you will select test 1 as well as test 2. So I'm going to select only test 1, which is 6th May 2023. Now see, the moment I click on test 1, a window opens which says choose the test that you wish to appear. The SET 23 dates and timings are given below. So since I want to apply for SET, I will click on this checkbox. And if I select test 2 also, one more window will open up. So again in that particular window, I will select the checkbox for SET. Now I'm going to only select the test 1. So the moment I select test 1, I will select SET test 1, which is 6th May 2023. Then very important point here is the city preferences. So I'm talking from the Mumbai point of view. So for the Mumbai students, we can first select Mumbai. If we click M 3 to 4 times, you will see Mumbai, Maharashtra. Then the next nearest option will be, we can select Navi Mumbai. So I'm selecting Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. And the third nearest option would be Thane district, Maharashtra. These should be the city preferences for a student who is based in Mumbai. Accordingly, the student may select the cities based on where he is currently located. After selecting the 3 city test preferences, the last point here is to upload the photo as per the prescribed format. So we'll upload the photo here. I'll quickly upload the photo. And the moment you upload the photo, just below that you will see there's a checkbox which says I have read the bulletin and verified my name, date of birth, category, test date and all those things. So click on the checkbox and select save and continue. The moment we click on save and continue, you will say SET23.com says please confirm your following details. It will again ask you to confirm the name, the date of birth, category, the email ID, the mobile number. And if your details are correct, please click OK. So I'll click on OK to proceed. And I will get a OTP on my registered mobile number and the email ID. So I'll just fill in the OTP which I've received. After you submit the OTP, which is received on your email ID and the mobile number, page will automatically redirect in few seconds. Thank you for your registration. Your login credentials have been sent to your registered email ID. So your ID and password has been sent on your email ID, and after that it will immediately ask you to make the payment. Now since I selected test 1, I was only going to take one attempt. I have to pay 1950 rupees. Now if you select SET 1, yeah, test 1 and test 2, you will have to pay 3900 rupees. So now I will have to first make the payment and then the necessary details will be asked later. So it's a two-step registration. Step 1 is you fill the initial details, make the payment, and then they will ask you further details which is in the next form. So I'll click here to pay. Click here to continue. OK to make the payment. Your transaction is in process, so I'll quickly make the payment. So there are a lot of modes: credit card, debit card, internet banking, wallets, cash cards. So I'll make the payment through credit card. Make sure we fill the right credit card credentials with the proper expiry date and the CVV and the cardholder's name, and click on make payment. After making the payment, the page will open which says transaction was successful, your payment has been authenticated. Now further below that, if we see, there's a receipt number also, and it says click here to continue. So after making the payment, click here to continue. The moment we click here, now this is the next step for your registration. As we can see, the application name has been saved, the gender, date of birth, your nationality. Now it will ask you to select your nationality. So please select India. Category open. Are you an NRI student? Yes, no. So I'll select a no. Then it will ask you for the address for communication. So please fill in the proper detailed address. Select the appropriate state. So I'll select Maharashtra. Make sure we mention the required PIN code. And country code for another alternate number. So I'll fill in the other number. Okay. Then primary email ID and is same. Now next important is the details for the 10 boards. So please mention the board name. Maharashtra State Board, I'll select. Percentage of the marks. So please make sure we fill in the right percentage. Year of passing. So that is going to be 2021, because we are going to be passed out with 12th in 2023. So students who are in 12th right now should mention 2021. Then for the HSC, education background, the stream is already selected commerce. Year of passing, very important. Now since if the student is in grade 12th, he will fill in appearing. And let's say if I change this to pass, it will ask me for all the details, the percentage of marks. Now, whoever has completed his 12th will fill passed, others will fill here appearing. So please fill appearing. Now, SET/dates, test 1 date is already selected, As we can see, test 1, 6th May is already selected. The city preferences are available. Now, very important is the programs under SET. Now, if I just select and make the payment for the test and don't select these institutes, the institutes will not call me for the further rounds. Hence, after making the payment either for attempt 1 or attempt 2, I have to make sure that I select the programs under SET. Let's say if I decide to go and I click on save and continue, it will not ask me, it is asking me please select the institutes for the SET. That means without selecting the institutes, I cannot go ahead. So first I have to make sure I select the institutes which I want to apply on. So going further down, select the institutes that you wish to apply. So I will select here SCMS Pune because I want to apply for a BBA program. Now, BBA, Symbiosis Center for Management Studies, Pune. Now, very important, if you select one institute, you have to pay 1000 rupees. If I select one more campus, I will have to pay 1000 more. So, please make sure that you don't select unnecessarily all the campus. The program that you want to apply, please select the appropriate program and make the payment accordingly. Because if I don't pay this institute 1000 rupees individual fees, the SET score will not be considered by those institutes. So apart from paying the fees for the Symbiosis entrance test, it is also important to pay the individual institute's fees as well. So if I select, let's say BBA SCMS for Pune, and let's say I select for BSc Economics Honors Symbiosis School of Economics, I have selected 2 colleges. So I'll have to make the payment for 1000 each. So 1000 into 2, I will have to pay 2000 rupees more. So after selecting the institutes, we see it says how did you learn about SET. So we'll select here, maybe I can select internet, newspaper, whatever. So let's say I selected internet. Then a first generation student is one whose parents, both father and mother, have not completed a college or degree. Are you a first generation learner? Please select, are you a first generation learner? Yes or no. So I'll select a yes. Then the photo is already uploaded. Now I will select here save and continue. The moment I select save and continue, it will take me to the payment page. So as I selected 2 programs, it is asking me to pay 2000 rupees more. Let's say I selected 2 programs, but I wish to apply to only one program. So I will unselect one of the programs. Now see, only BBA is selected, so I will have to pay 1000 rupees more. So I'm not going to make the payment right now because till the time we don't make the payment, the colleges will not consider your SET score. So again, after making the payment for the SET test 1 or test 2 or for both the tests, we have to make the payment individually for the programs or the colleges that you apply for. So if I don't, let's say I don't make this payment of 1000 rupees, then SCMS Pune will not consider my score for SET. I will be eligible to take the test, but finally the college will not come to know whether this student has applied to this college or not. Hence, it is essential to make this payment as well. Wishing you all the best. Good luck everyone. Thank you.